this quarantine and how our social distancing is affecting our lives with our pets, and maybe even presenting some new challenges that we weren't quite ready to handle. So, we're going to go through all of these things today. If you have questions while we are going through this about something that I mentioned, or even something, particular to your dog, please let us know. You can comment and we'll be sure to address that for you. So, first of all, I hope all of you are staying safe and healthy and practicing appropriate social distancing, making sure that you're reducing the likelihood that you will catch it or transfer it to other people. And I hope that you're taking a few moments a day to kind of check in with yourself, because this is causing a lot of emotional stress for us as well, and a lot of schedule changes. So, let me know if there's anything that I can do to help you guys out. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So, the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is schedule changes and stress. So, a lot of people who are used to going into the office are now working from home, and that's creating stress for you, but it's also creating stress for your dogs. They are not used to having you home, and even though it might be fun and exciting, it can cause some stress. So, our goal is to try to make things as easy as possible for both you and your dog. And one of the things that we want to try to focus on is normal. Okay. And I know that seems weird because everything about this situation is abnormal, but well, our dogs are used to certain things. They might be used to walks right away in the morning or a mid-time park visit. And while we might not be able to do that park visit anymore, we want to try to keep some semblance of normalcy with routine and quantity of exercise. If we go from 3 miles of walking per day to now zero, it's going to create a lot of stress, and we're going to have a lot of pent up energy in our dogs. And generally speaking, a dog who's got pent up energy, that energy is going to come out in another way, and usually it's inappropriate. So you might see a lot of attention seeking behavior like barking or pawing at you. You might see some destructive behavior, counter surfing, or them getting in the garbage and chewing things up. So we want to make sure that our dogs are getting the same level or as close to the same level as possible. And if that means that exercise and external enrichment have changed a little, we want to try to figure out another way to supplement them and their activities with something a little bit more positive. So let's start with exercise, okay? One thing that can happen if you are working from home and you're not used to working from home is that attention-seeking behavior during the day and a lot of pent-up energy. So I recommend that if you're able to, get your dog out on a walk first thing in the morning. That's going to give our dogs the opportunity to burn off a little bit of that energy and help it make it easier for them to settle the rest of the day with you. The other thing that I mentioned is that keeping things normal. So if your dog is used to getting a certain amount of exercise, try to keep that up if you're able, if it's safe for you to do that. I know my neighborhood in particular, it seems like everybody is now working from home, and there are a lot more dogs outside, which is great. I'm happy that people are getting outside, but it also presents some challenges, right? How can we social distance if everybody in the neighborhood is walking? Or if I have a fearful or reactive dog, how do I keep my dog safe and relaxed if all these people are out? So you might have to be selective about the time of day that you're going out to keep yourself and your dog safe. Generally speaking, first thing in the morning and later in the evening, there are fewer people out around me. So it's easier to get out with those reactive dogs and not have them so overwhelmed. While we're on the concept of reactive or fearful dogs, we're also going to be experiencing more of that during the day when we're home with them. So make sure that you guys are being smart and using management to help prevent those reactions from occurring all day long. You might find closing the blinds helpful. You could certainly section or partition off your house so that your dog doesn't have access to those windows that look out to all the activity. You could certainly turn on some classical music in the house, turn on your house fan so that there's a little bit of ambiance, a little bit of noise that's going to help drown out those external sounds. and help keep your dog a little bit more comfortable and quiet, which is also going to make it easier for you guys to get some work done because you're not going to have a dog that's barking and reacting at every little thing that goes by the house. Okay. So let's make sure for our mental health, for their mental health, we're using management to kind of prevent those reactions from happening. And we're getting out and getting some exercise in. It's going to be very good for everybody. When you are outside with your dog, remember social distancing. That means that other people shouldn't come up and pet your dogs. So even though they're cute, grab your clicker, grab some treats. It's a great time to work on ignoring those distractions, work on some attention. We've got a video up on our YouTube channel that's free called The Name Game, and it's a really nice way to help redirect your dog's attention back to you instead of them looking at all the other dogs and all the other people. So that might help you out as well. And if somebody goes, oh, what a cute dog, can I come say hi? You just go, hey, sorry, we're in training, and you can keep walking. And then you don't hurt anybody's feelings, and you've got something that you're prepared to tell people. All right, so let's move on to enrichment. Okay, so for a lot of us, enrichment involves park visits. It involves going to group training classes. It involves training out in the real world, like at Lowe's and pet stores. And a lot of those opportunities we don't have at the moment. So it's creating stress for us. But remember, it's also creating stress for our dogs because that stimulation and satisfaction that they get from all of those, outdoor and group activities, they don't have that outlet anymore. But we want to try to find a way to increase enrichment in a safe way. One really easy way to do that is food puzzles. So instead of, just letting your dog eat out of a bowl, try to use that mealtime as an opportunity to work the brain and body. There are all kinds of puzzle toys out there. You probably have some. Go ahead and increase the use of them. You could even split your dog's meal from once a day or twice a day to 4 times a day. So then throughout the day, especially if you have, a work meeting or a conference call and you need your dog to be busy, you have something else that you can give them. It's going to work them out to tire them. And then you're going to see less of those attention seeking and nuisance behaviors because they're going to be satisfied from that activity. So if you don't have any food puzzles or you don't know what food puzzles are, we do have, actually, it was another Facebook Live that we did on introduction to food puzzles, which is available on our Facebook page and on our YouTube for free. So check that out. There are also ways that you can do mealtime enrichment without having to spend any money. So if you are getting Amazon boxes or Walmart boxes delivered to your house right now, sprinkle the food in the bottom of the box. And then the next day, sprinkle the food and put some toys on top. So the dog has to pull the toys out of the box in order to get to the food. You could also make your own snuffle mat with a towel. Roll a towel up so it's got some grooves and some irregularities in it and sprinkle the food inside. So they have to use their nose and sniff and find all those little pieces. So those are really 2 simple ways. Another one could be if you have cereal boxes or pasta boxes or even paper towel or toilet paper rolls that are empty, put the food inside. You can, for the paper towel rolls and toilet paper, you can kind of roll the sides over so that they have to open it up and get the food out. And it's, again, a really easy way for you to use things you have at home already to just create a game for your dog, help burn off that extra energy in appropriate ways. With the cardboard activities, make sure that you are supervising your dog. Shredding is fine, ingesting is not. So we do want to make sure that we have some safety there. Other enrichment ideas, bully sticks, tracheas, bones, things to chew on. If you have more than one kind of enrichment chews for your dog, rotate what you give. So every day I'll give something different. It helps keep it novel and interesting and exciting and keeps them focused on it versus the same old bully stick every single day. You can also rotate toys like that too. So you can go to your dog's toy basket right now, pull out half the toys and stick them in the washer and put them in the closet so that on a rainy day or during quarantine like this, you guys are able to give one toy every single day. And because your dog hasn't seen it for a while, it's new and fun and exciting. And they have no idea that it just came out of the closet. So It's rotating toys is an easy way to keep your dogs interested in their toys. If your dog doesn't seem as interested in their toys, go ahead and grab your clicker and your treats and start to play with them, because we can add value to a toy and increase how interested our dog is in that toy through a quick game. So playing tug with them, playing fetch with them with the toy, even just kind of squeaking it and tossing them and letting them get it and then clicking and treating for dropping. Those are all ways that we can increase their interest in that toy, which will then lead to more independent or self-play. So toys, chews, and puzzle toys are all options for you. One other note on our puzzle toys, I recommend that you are strategic about the type of toy you give and when you give it. For example, we talked about our dogs having a bunch of pent up energy right away in the morning because they've been sleeping and we got to wake up and do work. So I take my dog on a nice walk and then I give a food puzzle. I'm going to give a food puzzle that continues to burn off that extra energy. So something that's more interactive, or maybe like a wobbler or the bob-a-lot, where they have to hit it and it rolls around, right? They might smack it and it flies across the room. Those interactive ones are going to exercise the dog physically and mentally a little bit more to help burn off that extra energy. If I have a conference call, if I am trying to relax at the end of the day and watch some TV, that's when I'm giving the more calming puzzles, ones that make them use their nose, sniff, and forage, like the snuffle mat or the DIY towel that I talked about. I also will give a chew or a frozen Kong during that time, because if they're chewing or licking, not only is that promoting relaxation, but they're more likely to be able to keep relaxing after that toy versus a toy that gets them all jazzed up and increases their heart rate that they're hitting around on the ground. So be strategic. If you need your dog calm and quiet, give a chew, give something frozen, give something they have to sniff and forage. If we're trying to burn off extra energy that they might have, go for those more interactive ones for them to help work the brain and the body. All right. Just a reminder, guys, if you have questions about any of this as we go, or questions particularly about your pet, please feel free to drop them in the comments. The next thing I want to talk about is management. So I know a lot of my clients are not used to working from home, and now they're having to work from home. So that can create a little bit of stress for our dogs as well. Maybe they're used to being home alone all day and sleeping. Maybe they're used to being in a crate. Okay. We want to try to use management to prevent naughty. Okay. Every time my dog jumps up on the counter and grabs a piece of cheese or a banana, it gets rewarded. When my dog goes in the trash can and shreds toilet paper or tissue, it gets rewarded. And any behavior we reward is going to get stronger. And that's not what we want. We don't want to be learning bad manners throughout this social distancing. So think about ways you can use management at home to help prevent those situations from even being an option. Easy examples: close bedroom doors to kids' rooms, close bedroom doors to laundry areas. Make sure that you don't leave food on the counter. If you have to leave food out or leave certain places messy, use X pens or baby gates to help keep your dog away from that area. And you can always put your dog in an X pen, right? Or put your dog behind a baby gate, or even crate your dog. I know it feels weird having your dog at home with you and putting them in the crate, but if their behavior is getting rewarded in the wrong way, or if their behavior is causing you to not be productive and causing you to be stressed, then it's important that we change something in the environment to help you guys out. If you take your dog on a nice walk, let him sniff, let him pee, come home, grab a frozen Kong, and put them in their crate. They can work on that food puzzle. They're going to be tired. They're going to have that activity to make sure they stay quiet. Turn on some music, turn on a fan, a little noise to drown out your motion. They won't even know you're there, and you can get some work done. They can take a nice nap, and then when you've accomplished what you needed to, you could take them back out, and that's okay. So don't be afraid to crate your dogs. Sometimes crating is the best solution, and it's the easiest way for you to prevent those naughty behaviors from happening and frustration and stress for you. We want to make this game work for everybody. Okay. Let's now talk about training. So a lot of my friends, a lot of my clients are in the middle of a training plan. And now we're not meeting face to face. Now we're not doing those group classes that we were really excited about. Now all of our Canicross races and our dog shows are getting canceled, as they should be. But that kind of puts a buzzkill on our training plans, and we're bummed out, and now we don't have that activity scheduled, and so our training plan can kind of, right? We want to make sure that we're still keeping up on that training plan, not only to work the dog and tire their brain, but also for your mental sanity. Routine is important. Those dog shows, those Canicross races, they will get rescheduled. We will be able to do those again. So continue with your training plan now, so that when the event is rescheduled, or when those parks open back up and you're allowed to go back out with your dog, we want to make sure that our training is still in place so that we're still able to do those fun things. Okay, it's also going to help create a little bit of structure in your routine, and you're at home with your dogs anyways. You might as well use this opportunity to improve your training plan. So when you're training your dog at home, I recommend a few short sessions throughout the day. 2 to 3 minutes at a time. So if I want to work my dog for 15 or 20 minutes, assuming they could handle a 20-minute time span, I'm doing 2 to 3 minutes of one skill, and then I let them chase a ball for a minute, or I'll take them outside and let them sniff and pee. And then another 2 to 3 minutes, and then we'll, get some pets and refill our treat bag and go get some water, and then another 2 to 3 minutes. So we want to break those short training sessions into multiple sessions. Helps keep the dog focused, helps keep them engaged with you. And that's going to give you the best opportunity to keep making progress in your training plan. So I'm going to provide you guys with a free training plan outline. I will post it on our page afterwards. I encourage you to pick a couple behaviors, or pick some behaviors from your current training plan with us, and fill out this list, because it's going to give you a little bit of structure where you can say, hey, Monday and Wednesday, I'm practicing sit stays in the morning, right? And then Tuesday and Thursday afternoon, I'm going to practice down stays. And then you can do a little check mark, and it's going to give you a sense of accomplishment, help you keep moving forward in that training plan. Okay. Now, the other benefit of training, of course, is that it's getting our dogs tired in an appropriate way. So if I know that I need to do a conference call where I cannot be disturbed by my dog, doing a little bit of training in conjunction with exercise and potty breaks and food puzzles, that's really going to help tire your dog out so that you can get some work done. The other thing that I want to talk about is some options on how we can help you guys. We have made lots of changes, and we've been working hard filming over the last couple of days to bring you guys some good content. We will be providing some free content on our page, as always. Some handouts, new YouTube videos are going to be coming your way, but we also have some fun and kind of comprehensive options for you guys as well. Starting this Friday, we will be having an online training challenge. It's going to be 7 weeks, and each week we're going to focus on a different skill. And you can post a video in our group where you can get a little bit of feedback on your training. And then at the end of that week, or the end of that training, you'll post a video showing us what you accomplished with your dog, kind of the finished product, so to speak. So you will get points based on what you accomplished with that skill. And then at the end of the 7 weeks, we'll see all of this new stuff that we've been able to work on with our dogs. So it's only $25. It's very, very reasonable. So that could be something fun to kind of keep you motivated, whether you're in a current training plan or not. If you are looking for a more comprehensive group class, manners or obedience, we also have an awesome online mindful manners class. Actually is longer and has more information in it than our regular mindful manners group class. It's a great reminder. You'll get lots of video tutorials, handouts. You get structured homework training plans for at home. And we work on sit, attention, coming when called, settle on a mat, leash walking, all of the major foundation skills that your dog should have. And honestly, even if you've taken mindful manners with us before, we have lots of people who repeat it, and this would be a really nice resource for you guys. Camille is also going to be teaching an impulse control class. So if you have a dog that is energetic and easily excitable and has a hard time controlling themselves, the impulse control class could be a really nice option for you too. It's going to have lots of information, tutorials, handouts, homework guides to help you guys work through controlling your dog's impulses, which will make working from home so much easier. We also will have trick dog classes online. So if you are working on your novice, intermediate, or advanced AKC trick dog, we will have tutorials for every trick. So you will be able to go through the course and learn all the skills you need to and take your test. And the test fee is included in the cost of the class. Trick Dog is also for people who just need a little guidance in their training program and want to learn some fun things. So even if you're not interested in getting an AKC title, it's a really fun way to work with your dog, bond them, tire them out. So really, really nice opportunity for you guys there. If you are in a current training plan with us and we're kind of in this limbo where we don't really know when we're going to be able to resume again, we also have virtual training packages where you'll get Skype sessions, homework plans, and emails just like normal, so that we can make sure that we're continuing with this training plan. Because again, this interruption can be disheartening, it can be distracting, and we certainly don't want you guys who have put in so much time and effort into your training to lose momentum. So if you're interested in any of those options, please don't hesitate to reach out. They're all available for current and existing clients. They also are available for people who are new clients. All right. So it looks, oh, good. It looks like we've got some people who are interested in some of the online class. Yes, Alexis, the impulse control class would be fantastic for Rue. Some of it will be skills you've worked on, but it's going to be ways to take it to the next level, and really, really challenge your dog. And as you know, when we're working with our dogs outside on leash, when we're able to go back to those parks, having good impulse control is essential. Paula says, I love the idea of being strategic about types of puzzles based on what I'm doing. Smart. Yeah, absolutely. Because we want to make sure that our dogs are stimulated, but stimulated appropriately and stimulated in a way that's going to continue the behavior we want. So if we're allowing our dog to rehearse in high energy, high arousal, excitement, that is the behavior that is more likely to happen afterwards. If our dog is chewing on a bully stick or laying down and licking a Kong, calmness, relaxation, stillness is more likely to occur afterwards. So yes, awesome. So on this topic, guys, we are going to stay connected with you all. We're going to keep giving you guys content and continuing to stay up to date on what's going on. Our group classes as of now are suspended. They're on hiatus. We don't know when we will be resuming those, but we will certainly keep you posted. So I hope that this helps you guys kind of formulate some potential options for you and your dog. Again, if you're having trouble with something particular at home, your dog's driving you nuts and you don't know what to do, I hope that this helps. If not, reach out to us, because even though we might not see you in person for a little bit, we are still there to help you. Right, guys? So thank you all for joining us today. If you have any questions, again, let us know. Otherwise, everybody, please stay safe with your dogs. We appreciate you, and we will all get through this. All right. Thanks, guys.